Okay, I'm going to mute everyone now. So if there's anything you need, unmute yourself or speak up, or actually, if you put anything in the chat box, I probably won't see it because I will be demoing. So speak up if there's any problems with sound or you can't see me properly. Okay, good morning. We are starting standing today. We're going to start. I want you to stand just at the top of your mat. We're going to start class with roll downs as usual. Just a note about today's class. I'm going to really talk about neutral spine. I want you guys to really start becoming aware of your body. You guys, all I know, spend all day on the computer like this, and I want you to be more aware of that and know where neutral spine is and know how to pull yourself back into neutral spine for posture health and optimal spine health. And Pilates is really going to help you knowing where your spine sits at all times. Okay, so standing tall here, I want you to really ground those feet in the mat, hip distance apart, feet right underneath your hip bones. That is hip distance apart. Okay, closing your eyes here. I want you to start to body scan. So start to feel the awareness in your body. Feel your feet grounding onto the floor. Is your knees bent? Maybe they're a little bit bent, maybe they're straight. Maybe you've got tight hamstrings. Think about your hips, your pelvis. Are they properly stacked on top of your knees? Maybe you can feel your niggly back. Maybe you've got tight shoulders. Maybe you don't feel anything. Whatever it is, I just want you to close your eyes, internalize, start to become aware of your body, start to become aware of your breath. Start breathing in through your nose and out your mouth. One more time. In through your nose, out your mouth. Just brush off the morning and really arrive onto your mat. You're going to commit to yourself for the next 30 minutes. Don't think about work. Don't think about anything. Just think about your breath and your body. Okay. From here, you're going to inhale. I want your crown to the head to lengthen to the ceiling. And as you exhale, chin to chest, and slowly and mindfully start to de-stack your spine. Scoop that belly as you come down, and your upper body is going to ragdoll over your lower body. Good. From here, maybe your knees are softened. I want you to release all the tension. Let your arms hang down, let your head hang down, release the tension on your shoulders, and really just dangle that upper body over the lower body. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, I want you to rebuild your spine. Coming up, bone by bone, restack that spine. Head and neck is the last to come up. Quick inhale at the top. As you exhale, calming back down. Good. Coming back down, ragdolling over your lower body. Taking a minute at ragdoll. Feel how your body feels right now. Maybe you're tight. Maybe this doesn't feel good. Whatever it is, just take note of it. Okay, on your next exhale, you're going to come down onto all fours. Okay, talking alignment in all fours. I know we talked about this last week a little bit, but just checking in again, making sure here, starting with your palms of your hands, it's spread out onto the floor, even weight between the two hands. Your joints are stacked, shoulders, elbows, wrists. Your joints are stacked, knees and pelvis. Okay, inhaling through the nose. As you exhale, I want you to really lift that belly in. And then inhale, release. Exhale, lift that belly in. Inhale, release. So as you exhale, you're really pulling that belly in. And that exhale really pulls those deep core muscles in to protect that spine. Inhale, release. Exhale, pull it in. So as you pull in that spine and those core muscles really activate to protect that spine, and we move on the hard movement, that means your spine is protected as you do any load, any weight-bearing exercise, and that's what Pilates really is. It protects your spine for more functional, optimal movement for your everyday life. Okay, let's start moving here. I want you to tuck your toes under here. I want you to imagine there's a hot cup of tea on your sacrum. That hot cup of tea in your sacrum is going to really come from making sure your pelvis stay level. Your two hip bones are going to stay level this whole time. We're going to do some knee lifts here. So sinking your two hands onto the mat, Take an inhale. As you exhale, belly is in, lifting those knees down, up, and then inhaling back down, releasing your abdominals. Keep going. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. So that cup of tea on your sacrum can be wobbly, but make sure it's not spilling over, keeping your pelvis level. That's it. Getting your shoulders warm, getting your legs warm, and let's go for 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees are down. Pelvis goes towards your heels, releasing those wrists. Okay, coming down, we're gonna put our feet through our arms, coming down into a lying down position. I'm just gonna adjust the view so you can see me now that we are on the floor. Okay, so lying down on the mat, I want your knees bent, soles of the feet flat on the floor, and I want your hands to be in a diamond position on top of your pelvis. So your hip bones are on this part of your hand, and your thumbs are resting on your belly button, and then your fingers are just resting on that pubic bone here. So imagine that in the middle of that diamond, there's a marble, okay? Let's start breathing here. So inhaling through the nose as you exhale, feeling your abdominals activate. One more time. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling, activating that core. Good. Take another inhale here. As you exhale and activate that core, I want you to picture that marble, tuck your pelvis under, and roll that marble to that belly button. Okay? And then inhale, rolling that marble to the tips of your fingers at your pubic bone. Again, exhale, rolling that marble to your thumbs. Exhale, rolling that marble to your pointer fingers. So basically, you've got the marble and you're rolling it to the thumb and to the pointer fingers. We're just doing half tilts of the pelvis. As you roll that marble to your belly button, feel that lower back really flatten and imprint on that mat. And then as you roll the marble towards your pubic bone, really feel your back arch a little bit more. Good. So you're just rolling back and forth. Good. Warming up that pelvis, warming up that lower back. So this should feel good. If you've got niggly lower back pain, move this slowly and mindfully. And this is kind of introducing mobility back into that stiff back. Hopefully that feels good. Obviously, if it doesn't, just stop and practice your Pilates breathing. Okay, 2 more breaths. So exhaling, flattening that spine onto the ground. Inhaling, arching that lower back, rolling that marble towards your pubic bone. One more time, exhale, flattening that back, and then moving opposite. Okay, finding neutral spine here. So neutral spine is the midpoint of these 2 extreme movements. That marble sits in the middle, and it's going to stay in the middle throughout the next movement. Taking your hands, hammocking it in your head. Okay, the full weight of your head is in your hands, your elbows are in your periphery. Okay, inhaling to prep. As you exhale, you're going to lift your head, neck, shoulders up. Staying here, inhaling, arcing those arms to grab the back of your thighs. Exhale, scoop up a little bit more. Staying here, inhale, arcing those arms back. Exhaling, back down. Good, going again. Inhale, prep. Exhale, lift head, neck, shoulders. Inhale, arcing those arms to grab the back of your thighs. Exhale, scoop a bit. Try to hold up as you arc your arms back down and lower everything down. Good. Okay, let's try to move a little faster. Exhale up. Inhale to arc. Exhale, scoop up. Inhale, arc back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, prep. Exhale up. Good. Try to move with your breath fluidly. And down. Okay, one more time. Inhaling here. Exhale, coming up. Inhale, arc those arms to grab your thighs. Exhale, scoop a little more, holding this as you inhale to scoop your arc your arms back. Exhale, lower everything down. Good. I hope your abs are awake now. Coming in for a reach around. So we're going to inhale to prep. As you exhale, coming up into a normal chest lift. Your left hand is going to reach to the outside of your right knee. And then inhaling back down. Exhale, opposite side. Inhaling back down. Good. Just moving with your breath here. Okay, checking in with your pelvis and your spine. Is your spine in neutral? Is your pelvis on the floor evenly? Making sure your pelvis stays still as you move through this movement. Try not to over arch those movements, keeping your legs still, keeping that pelvis stable as you really work into those side oblique muscles. Good. I hope it's getting sore. Let's go one more each side. Good. Lowering everything back down. Good morning, abdominals. Okay, from here, I want you to put your feet and knees together. I really want you to magnetize your 2 feet together here. Imagine there's $100 bills between your knees, $100 bills between those ankles, and you don't want that to fly away. Okay, checking in, is your spine neutral? You might want to do a little pelvic tilt to make sure it's right in the middle. Okay, hip bones, pubic bone are all in the same horizontal plane. You can feel the natural curve of your lower back just floating up off the mat. Good. Okay, let's inhaling to prep. As you exhale, curl that pelvis under, flatten that lower back onto the mat, and we're coming up into our bridge. Okay, coming up into our bridge as you lift your spine off the ground, inhaling at the top, exhale, placing that spine back down. Bone by bone, not forgetting that lower back down onto the ground. Good, let's keep going. Inhale, prep. Exhale to move. Now, if you did this class with me last week, we did this move with our legs hip distance apart. Now we're doing it with our legs magnetized together. This is kind of going to feel like you're limiting your range of movement. But the good thing in this movement is you're not going to overarch your spine, and you're going to keep your spine as neutral as possible as you come up here. So this is protecting your spine. So making sure you're not, making sure you stay in the right alignment as you do this bridge. Also, we're turning on our inner thighs. Our inner thighs are working really hard as we make sure the $100 bills in between those joints are not flying away. So this should feel difficult. I know it's little movements, slow movements, but you should start to feel a little bit sore. Good. Okay, on your next bridge, you're going to meet me up top. We're going to hold it up top here. Okay, holding up top, making sure our pelvis is level. Our hands are stabilizing our body. From here, we're going to inhale. As you exhale, you're going to lift those heels off the ground and then inhale lower. So we're doing heel lifts, exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Everything should be burning. Exhale up, inhale down. Exhale up, inhale down. And as you lift those heels, you should feel the back of your legs activate, making sure you don't feel it in your lower back. If you feel it in your lower back, lower down a little bit. Good. And we're going for 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those heels. Inhale here. Exhale, lower that spine, bone by bone, back down onto the ground like a delicate string of pearls. Good. Okay, coming into our side now. So coming into our side, we are resting on our lower arm. Our head is resting down. And I want your legs to stay extended here, which means you'll feel a little wobbly. I want you to imagine that you're leaning against an imaginary wall behind you. So your neck, your rib cage, your pelvis, and even the heels of your legs are all leaning back on that imaginary wall. Your hand can come in front of you for stability, or if you want an extra challenge, it can sit on your waist. Okay, making sure there's a sense of space between that waist and the mat, pulling that hip down to give you that sense of space, pulling you in neutral spine. Okay, from here, we're lifting both legs up, okay? Lifting both legs up, the lower leg is lifted, the top leg is lifted. It's like we're standing. This is our body upright, except we're on our side. So this is quite hard to hold. If you're wobbly, that's good. That means your deep core muscles are working, but you can always support your body with this. Okay, from here, inhaling. As you exhale, we're lifting the top leg and lowering back, lifting and lowering. If you feel like this is too difficult, you can always lower that leg and bend it, and really concentrate on turning on that glute muscle to work on your top leg. If this is comfortable, hold the challenge. Good. And we're lifting and lowering for 8, 7, 6, 5. Really bring that belly in. 4, 3. Good. 2, 1. Hold, hold, hold. Okay, lower everything down. Good work. Okay, before we switch sides, we're going to do a little seated exercise here. Okay, sitting on your sit bones, and you can pull away the fattier parts of those sit bones. Your legs are hip width apart. We're standing tall. I don't want you to sink into it. Body awareness, lifting into neutral spine if you can help it. Okay, you can either do two things. You can keep your fingers behind you, spread apart for support. More challenging, interlace your hands and press it towards the ceiling. If you're pressing your hands towards the ceiling, making sure your shoulders are not shrugging in, trying to keep it as low as possible. Okay, from here, either here or here, you're going to inhale, lengthen up. As you exhale, you're going to sink your left heel into the ground, and you're going to lift that right heel to hover and then lower. Exhale, hover opposite foot, inhale, lower. Good. So this should be hard to maintain that length. This should be hard to maintain the spine in neutral. I'm just training your body to make sure you're aware of how hard it is sometimes to maintain that neutral spine. Good. Okay, one more each side. Good. Release, and let's go the other side. Okay, coming back to the other side. Head is resting. Remembering the imaginary wall we're leaning against. If you had your hands in front of you for support, do so. Otherwise, challenge yourself. Hand on that waist. Legs are lifted. Let's get right into it. Whichever variation you did, you can have your leg bent on the floor for support, or you can challenge yourself by keeping that lower leg lifted at all times and lifting and lowering that top leg. Good. Wobbly is good. You're training your deep core muscles to really support your body and protect that spine. Good. And we're going for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower everything down. Flip your body down, and we're coming into our belly. Coming into to strengthen our lower back. So, sorry, our upper back. Stacking your hands, your forehead is rested onto those hands. And I just want you to relax here. I'm going to talk alignment here a little bit while we're in prone position or belly on the floor. So from this position, I want you to imagine there's an ice cube just under that belly button. And I don't want you to squish or melt the ice cube. I want you to keep your belly button lifted off that ice cube. At the same time, your pelvis is a sandbag full of sand, and it's very, very heavy on that mat. So you can feel the weight stabilize you. This is what's going to really, really anchor you onto the ground and protect that lower back when we move. Also, the bringing in of the abdominals, keeping your belly button lifted off that ice cube is going to protect your back in this position. Okay. From here, keeping that sandbag heavy, keeping that ice cube from melting, you're going to, on your next inhale, you're going to take your hands and you're going to lengthen it to just lengthen next to your body. So your palms are not touching, it's just hovering off your body. Your fingers are pulling back. On an inhale, you're going to pull your finger back and you're going to lift your chest off that mat, keeping your lower ribs on the floor, and then exhale, return. Inhale to lift, and then exhale, return. So that lift really happens from the tips of your fingers. Your fingers are really activated. So not only are you working your upper back, you're also working your arms. Your arms should really be working here to lift. Don't forget that ice cube, your belly button is lifted from the ice cube, and the sandbag of your pelvis is full of sand, so it's heavy. If this hurts your back, just come into a restful child's pose. Otherwise, hopefully this feels good, moving slowly and mindfully. Good, 2 more times. Inhaling to reach back and lift. Exhale, lower. Okay, the next one, I want you to stay up. Staying up here. Palms face towards the ceiling, and you're pumping your arms up. Good. Pumping, pumping for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Arms come back. Head is heavy on those hands. Take a breath here. On your next exhale, come back into child's pose. Let's really release that lower back. Keeping your palms active in child's pose. So you can also feel the stretch under those arms in your triceps. Good. Take 2 big breaths here. Inhaling through the nose. Big exhale through the mouth. Really melt into that mat. Your belly is melting into your legs. Really feeling your shoulders open here. Good. On your next exhale, coming up into 4-point kneeling. This time we have our elbows down onto the ground. I'm just going to adjust. I might flip over so I don't kick this curtain. Okay, adjusting here. So finding our toes are tucked under, finding our alignment here. Because we're on our elbows now, we just make sure that these joints are stacked. Our elbow, shoulders, knees, and hips are all stacked. Okay, I know our spine is now on a slant, but I still want you to imagine there's a cup of tea on your sacrum. So you're going to keep it as level as possible. So the cup of tea is here, and we're balancing throughout this movement. Belly is in. Okay, we're going to work our glutes here. So sinking our right knee, right toes into the ground, and weight is evenly on our arms. You're going to keep that leg bent, and you're going to kick towards the ceiling with donkey kick. So keeping it bent, and the sole of your foot is pulsing towards the top. Sorry, the ceiling, not the top. Okay, and we're going for 8, 7, really working through that glute here. Good. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lowering everything down for just a second, resetting those hips, making sure we're checking in with that cup of tea. Staying on the same side, you're going to lengthen that leg, lift to lower. Exhale, lift, inhale, lower. Good, good, good. For 8, belly is in. 7, making sure that tea is stable. 5, 4, 3, 2, you can do it. 1, holding it up at hip height, pulsing towards the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lowering everything down, releasing for a second in child's pose before we switch sides. Good. Okay, taking an inhale here. As you exhale, coming up for the other side. So digging the opposite knee and toes into the ground, even weight between both your forearms. And we're going to start moving. Good. Donkey kicks. Cup of tea is on your sacrum. Your belly is in. So kick on an exhale and then inhale to return. So as you kick on an exhale, you're really working those deep core muscles here, and your glutes are burning. Okay, let's go 4, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Lower everything down. Resetting for just a minute before we do the other variation with our leg extended and pulse. Good. Catching your breath. Inhaling, exhaling, coming back, finding alignment. Belly is in. That cup of tea is back. Sinking that leg back onto the mat. Now extending opposite leg, lifting and lowering, lifting and lowering. Good. And let's go for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding it up, pulsing to the ceiling for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, lowering everything down, coming into your rest child's pose position. Good. I want your knees mat width apart, and I want you to really melt into that mat. Taking big inhales with your nose, exhaling with your mouth. Good. You're done the hard work. Now it just comes the end of class where we really put in some more spine articulation and a nice big stretch. So you've done the hard work. Now we're going to do the fun part. Okay. Inhaling, exhaling here. One more inhale. And on your exhale, I want you to come up into a pike position. Pike position or downward dog. And I just want this to be a fluid pedal back and forth. We're not going to be here long, don't worry. Okay, pedaling your heels back and forth like you're walking. Okay, finding stillness here. I want you to really anchor those feet onto the ground. Ground those feet. Walk your hands towards your feet. Good, and coming into ragdoll. So your knees can be bent or they can be straight, whatever. Hands are heavy, head is heavy. Release any tension that you have. Compare the feeling of your spine and your body now than to the beginning of class. Hopefully you feel a little bit looser. Hopefully you feel better. Hopefully this is a good start to your day, to your week, for week 2 of your wellness well-being program, right before the Christmas debauchery, which is actually really, really good. Okay, let's inhale at the bottom. As you exhale, bone by bone, slowly on a count of 4, 3, 2, and 1. Restacking that spine, scooping that belly up. Head and neck is last to come up. Okay, let's do this one more time. Let's inhale, crown of the head to the ceiling. I know you can't see me. As you exhale, chin to chest. One more time, de-stack that spine bone by bone, slowly and mindfully. Good. Ragdolling over your lower body. Taking a quick inhale here. As you exhale, scoop that belly to restack that spine. Like there's a wall behind you and you're slowly gonna come vertical on it with your head and neck is last to come up to lean on that wall. Good. From here, okay, let me just adjust. We're just going to do some quick side stretches. So taking one hand and stretching one part, feeling the stretch in the side body here. Okay, quick other side. Good. Interlacing your hands. I want you to do a big stretch in front. Good. Inhale. On your next exhale, letting go, interlace those hands in the back and opening that chest out to the sky in front of you. Big inhale. Exhale to release. You are done your Monday morning Pilates. I hope you're as sweaty as me. Thank you everyone for making it. Well done to all of you to getting a good start to your week. Thank you all. So I will see you on Friday morning for Pilates. Otherwise, enjoy your yoga and your boot camp sessions this week. Thanks, everyone.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye. Thank you.